Hello again, and welcome back to 3T's, where we tell the truth. So, I made a video about a great summary of inspiration so that for the people out there who's against me and for those who's going through it, for you can understand what's going on here and how real this situation is. So, first of all, what I want to say to you is, who are the people I'm saying that's attacking me? So let me write that down. Who's attacking me? That's the most important one. It's not really important at all, to be honest with you. But this is just to give those who are going through this insight on what's happening to them, what they're doing, how they're doing it, and what they're trying to accomplish. So, what they're doing, how they're doing it, and what they're trying to accomplish. Now, I may say some other things that may come in because when I get to talking, sometimes it just opens up. So everything is so much information in this little computer of mine that, and it's so much that I want to say, so much that I want to tell you, so much, straight to the point type of stuff. I'm not one of them BSers. I don't have time to BS. So, especially not with what I know that's happening to us. And don't misunderstand what my inspirational video was about, because what I'm saying, it's not just me that this is happening to. No, this has happened to many people that I know way before it even came up against me. This heavy. It's been happening to me my whole life. And now I'm understanding that. By me searching and trying to find the truth, that's exactly what I'm finding is the truth. Now, let me explain and get into this because I don't want to waste a lot of time. I don't want to take up nobody's time. And it's just so much that I want to say. I don't want to make some extended video. So straight to the point. Who's attacking us? Oh my gosh, where's my list? Let me tell you this. It ain't everybody in the whole wide world now. Because, like, if you don't know, there are a lot of good people in this world. But there are many more people who ain't right, and they some of them not bad. I'm not gonna call them all bad, because they're not all bad. Some of them are just ain't. They're not right in their minds, so they can be changed. They're not set in their belief systems or what they want to do. So someone can come in and just alter their path, what they choose to do, their choices. So who's attacking us? And this is the strange part about being attacked, is because those who are helping the enemy, they're being attacked too. The whole wide world is being attacked. Let's put it like that. Because the ultimate attacker in this game is Satan, who they call Satan. That's not his name. But for now, and for understanding, so you know who I'm talking about, I'll say that name. So who is our enemy? People who work in the government, FBI, CIA, law enforcement, medical industry, the food industry, postal service, technology industry, prison systems, pharmaceutical industry, construction industry, military, education system, the mental institutions, firefighting departments, maybe not the firefighting department, but I'm pretty sure they got some people in those departments too. That's why I included it. Music industry, clothing industry, cosmetic industry, television industry, radio industry, news industry, voting system, employment system, real estate industry, church institutions, um, justice system, fashion industry, banks, sports, and anything you can think of. Like I'm telling you, it's this system that we're in a system. First of all, in order to understand what I am saying, you have to understand and open your mind that we're in a system. You can deny it or you can accept it. But denying it is not going to stop them from attacking you, too. That's what you don't understand. Now, let me explain this attack, though, before I get into the what's going on, like how they're doing it and all that. Now, they attack us anyway. Like, they've been doing this since the beginning of time. And people like me, who the Most High uses by awakening us, because we already see the truth. We just don't know how to articulate it because we don't see everything at first until we start searching more for the truth. And then the Most High is the one who enlightens us. He starts leading us to places to where we can get understanding because you have to ask for it. That's why a lot of people who awaken some of them actually do lose their minds and commit suicide or commit murder or something crazy. They do something, sometimes they do things crazy, what the world would call crazy, but they're not really crazy. um, they just, some of them, it become too much, unbearable, overwhelming. They can't take it, so they either commit suicide or they go out and kill because they feel like the person who is around at the time, they may have felt that they was being attacked by that person, and it's probably not that person, but that's who they saw and that's who they went after. So that's why you have to be humble and stay humble. You cannot react to the ignorance of this world because it is spiritual. We're living in a spiritual and carnal place. Uh, when once we're awakened, we become balanced in a spiritual and a carnal place. So this is why a lot of our friends and family and even other people who don't even know us don't understand. They don't understand because they're only in the carnal. They're not in the spiritual. So if you don't chase after God, you ain't gonna be in the spiritual, even though you have His Spirit. But you have to seek Him in order for Him to enlighten you, open your eyes. And that's the fact, because I didn't always see, even though I always was, truth was in me, and I've always recognized what was really going on, I still did not see deep into what was going on. So that's why I kept searching and I didn't speak out about it. I just kept searching and searching all these years, all my life, until the last 10 years where He opened my eyes. And then I was like, whoa, it's out of control. Like, this whole thing is so real. And the truth has always been before us, like I said. So before I get more detail into the reaction of the person that feel like they're being attacked, so those are the reactions of some of us who can feel the attacks, because most people don't feel it. They think it's natural to um, have flu-like symptoms because you say, oh, that's a cold coming along, because they usually do it around times that they mind controlled us to believe that happens during the winters. So during the winters, they do things to make you have what we would call or define as flu-like symptoms. It's not real. It's only real because you accepted it, you know. So another thing before I get into who's attacking us, I have a question for people. A few questions. I hope I can get them all out too. How is it that people you know very well, well enough, I ain't gonna say very well because nobody knows anyone inside and out, but you can know them enough. How can you know a person well enough and just out of nowhere accuse them of being insane because of something you don't understand? Just because you don't understand don't mean a person is losing control or losing their mind, you know, especially if you never even did your own homework about what they were saying. You never searched to see if they were, if it was happening to anyone else. Trust and believe, when people start talking, they're not the only ones this is happening to. And anything I say, I challenge you to go ahead and do some research. Even if I was the only one this was happening to, it still would be true. But I myself know that I was not the first person who awakened and saw what was going on. And I also understand that I am not the last person who this is going to happen, who it's happening to. There's other people waking up too, because the Most High said himself in his word. And let me, hold on, let me find that scripture for you. Okay, so the Most High, like I said, talked about pouring out his spirit upon his people, upon all people, actually, not just his people, but all people in the last days. So, what me and many other people are going through is that being where his spirit is pouring out on us, and we awakened, you know. So, he said it in, I'm pretty sure, the book of Joel, which is in the Old Testament, and in the new book, the book of Acts. So in Joel is chapter 2, verse 28, and the book of Acts, chapter 2, 17. There's more about it. You can go into it yourself and read about it. But one of them, they both say the same thing, almost exactly the same thing. They just reworded them a little different and almost identical, though. But I'll tell you, he said, in Acts 2:17, he said, "And it shall come to pass in the last days, saith God, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams." So a lot of people are doing just that right now. And I didn't know they were doing that until all of this came up against me. I knew what I was going through for many years before I found anyone else's testimony. I was speaking this to my family, my friends, and even some strangers. Not just, I didn't know where to go. I didn't know who to talk to. So I didn't care who I talked to. I didn't care what they thought. I needed someone to know what was going on with me so they can help me understand what was going on. But when I tried to get answers and help, the strangest reactions were coming my way. Like I was getting closed doors, or, in my own family, they were trying to accuse me of being bipolar, telling people that I was losing my mind, I'm going crazy. Something happened to me when I was in Georgia. And I started to believe, and maybe I am right, that it was some type of plot against me from the beginning. You know, I don't know how deep they're in this, those who spoke against me that way. I don't know how deep they're in this. I don't know what they knew before this, but I can honestly tell you today that whether they are awake to their wickedness or not, because I'm going to explain that later in a minute, they most definitely were wrong at judging me, for one. And for two, for you to know me and to know I've always been a loving person, a free-spirited person, and just to automatically, with no questions, no, are you okay, what's going on, nothing, to automatically assume that something was wrong with me, it made me jump back like, whoa, what's wrong with them? Why would they say that? But I thank the Most High that up here was on point, because that's where it counts. But anyways, let me tell you, where's my page, that the things that they do. I'm going to tell you exactly what they do, what I've experienced. I can't tell you what everyone else experienced. I can only tell you what I've experienced since I've been going through this. And this is only because I want people out there to know they are not alone. And they're not losing their minds when all these things, weird things, start coming up against them. It's not that you're losing your mind. It's that you're getting your mind back from being lost. Now, that's the truth. One thing you have to understand about our enemy, he have injected the lie into those who follow him to manipulate this system that we're a part of, so that therefore if someone awakens from this system of wickedness, they're already, you know, set up to try to come up against you, you, to destroy your credibility, your any truth you say, they'll try to debunk it and say it's all lies. People, they're just losing their mind, and they're anything to throw the truth out into the trash can and keep the lie floating and people in belief of the lie. That's basically it. So this is my thing. I'm gonna say to anyone who knows me, anyone who has ever known me, you can tell right now by just looking at me that I'm not out of my mind. Now, just because you don't understand what comes out my mouth completely, don't mean I'm out of my mind. It's actually the opposite. I'm gaining my mind back. You know, I never really lost it, but God did have a veil over my eyes. So he took it off when I started asking him, hey, what's going on? Because something's going on and ain't nobody helping me. I need your help. You know, because the first thing people will say is, you know, quit looking up to God for help. No, that's exactly where you need to look for help. Because when you are awakened, there is no one in this world. Um, there is people in the world who understand, but usually in your circle, they're not around. So I'm here to tell you that if you in this circle of mind, that it's okay to speak freely. It's a way you speak your truth. You don't want to act out like you're insane, but you got to speak the truth, because he said, he who tries to save his life will lose his life, but he who loses his life for my name's sake will gain his life. You need to know what that means. And that means that if you know your brothers and sisters are out there suffering, and you don't say anything about it, you see they're suffering, they're telling you the truth, and you know they're telling you the truth, and then you go off and tell people that they're insane or they're lying, they're making stuff up, they just want attention, or whatever the reason people use that got to do with this world and this system of things, you're going to lose your life. So don't think by you helping the devil and helping the lie that you gaining anything, because you are not. I don't give a damn what the devil give you or what he promised you. You're going to lose your life that God promised us all. But anyway, so first of all, like I told you who's attacking us, I just gave you the list of, I already mentioned the list starting from the government all the way down to the grocery man. Is it every single person? No. It's those who they have already organized to be criminals against you. And this is why you need to know how to test the spirit. That's why I put all this information before you before I even began to tell you anything, because everything that I'm telling you is leading up to exactly what I'm about to say. The only thing I did not mention was the unclean spirits in detail, but I did tell you that I was battling against unclean spirits during the night. But anyway, so let's get back on board. Let me see how much time I have. Okay, so I'm 18 minutes in. What are they doing? Let me tell you. They're spraying and putting, or however they're doing it, applying toxic chemicals and poisons all around you. All around us anyway. Not just us, but everybody. But these are the things that come up against us very closely, because at first it's like at a dentist, in your air, your food, your water, in places you don't normally see it. But when we awakened, they start putting it everywhere, heavily, to where we can't see it because they're trying so hard to come up against us and to destroy us, that they're trying to do it quick because we won't shut our mouths. We won't stop telling the truth. This is a place that is full of the prince of lies and his people who believe in him, so they lie with him. So if you start telling the truth, they want you dead or so sick that you don't function correctly. But that's what they do. What kind of poisons are they putting up or putting around you? I don't know all of them, but I wrote down some of them that I know, and the ones I don't really know, I just still wrote down the colors. So the type of poisons that they put around us, I know for sure. Um, I hope I wrote all of them down that I was thinking of, and the ones I don't, I might think of while I'm saying them to you. So Just bear with me, please, and don't get impatient. Don't get discouraged. This is for all my people. I have to tell you the truth. I mean, I've been quiet all this time, fighting this battle by myself. But God put it on my spirit that, and not he told me through a man. He told me this through a man to tell somebody. He told me. So somebody, either was God or an angel. One of our angel brothers and sisters told me to tell somebody. So I can tell you off the top of my head the things they use: pesticides, bug sprays, very toxic ones, ammonia, gases, and I'm talking like propane gas, natural gas that we use in our house. Mostly that I know that these are things they've been using against me. Propane gas, pesticides, ammonia, um, what else? Some type of chemical that's related to a paint, like a paint thinner or something similar to that. And when I'm going to actually make videos specifically about these, because this is not, um, it's not going to say, I might find more, because I made actually a list of all the chemicals that they used, and someone ripped my page right out of my book. Now that's the strangest thing, because I've only been around people that I know, that I've left my bag somewhere. So when certain, like my tablet just mysteriously got cracked, I was only around people I know. When that happened, I don't leave my bag around strange folks. You understand? Just like when all my other devices got damaged, I didn't leave them around strange folks. I left them, well, one of them I left at a family member's house. The rest of them I was living by myself. So that means they came up in my house when I was not there, which they do here where I'm living right now. So hold on while I find those chemicals. Let me make sure and double check them. Hold on. Okay, so there was a few that I overlooked or didn't cross my mind right away, but um, so I said pesticides, gases, ammonia, rat poisons, possibly, I don't know. I did not confirm it, but I know there's some white stuff. Um, Pepper spray, oven cleaners, exhaust from the cars. I've smelled in my car and in my house. Um, so those are the ones that I wrote down. So that's pesticide, gases, pepper spray, ammonia, rat poisons, paint thinners, or the like, oven cleaner, exhaust. Those are all the possible ones that they could use. The ones I know for sure they use was some pepper spray type of stuff, pesticides, and gases. For sure, I know they use those. The rest of them were just guesses based on doing a little research. I had a list of other stuff too that someone ripped up, like cyanide and um, shit, I can't even think of all the names because I'm not into chemistry. So, and that's one subject I just cared, didn't have no reason to learn, but now I do, because they're using these chemicals to try to destroy me and destroy my mind and my body, cause my body to go through changes and all that. So, what else did I say I was going to tell you real quick, because I don't want this to be a really long video. How are they doing it? When you're away from your home, that's when they come in and do and put stuff on every single damn thing they can put, that they know that you're going to either walk past or sit on or eat or drink. This is some real shit. I would not tell nobody this, and I would not try to cause some panic and hysteria. No, I'm not trying to cause that. I'm trying to bring awareness to my people, because this is really happening. Everybody want to party, have fun. What did I write down? I was like, while everybody out partying, having fun, let me tell you what I wrote down, because this shit is so real. And yes, I do enjoy my life like ain't nothing going on. I'm going to tell you, I do. I will not let the devil try to stop me completely from doing and stop me at all, actually. I'm not going to let him stop me or these devils that walk among us, unclean spirits, devils, and demons that walk among us. I'm not going to let them stop me from living my life. Are you? Now that would be insane, but that's what they do. They try to get you to get so irritated and out of focus that you don't even realize what they're doing to you, because they made all this system, all this, what did I say, they cosmetic, got you so focused on how you look, your body, your shape, keep you partying, going out to eat and all that, keep you away from your home, you know what I'm saying, so they can go in and do what they want to do. And once they do it anyway, but once they really know you're awake, they really monitor your time, where you're going, who you're with, where they live, what time they leave and come, what time y'all hook up, when y'all part, when you go home, when you leave, where you going, what time you gonna be there, how long do you go there often, all those details, they be on point with it all. Trust and believe me, I know. I'm very aware of things. I'm very um a person who just pays attention. I'm very alert. I've been that way since I can remember. I've always sat back and just analyzed everything. I'll be in a crowd of people. I'll be the one in the corner, quiet, not saying a word. I'll be so quiet that I'm so loud to people because I'm so different than everybody. I'm not doing everything everyone else is doing, so it's like it draws all the attention towards me. And I'll just sit there and analyze. I've been analyzing people in life from the beginning. But this is what I said. That's not it. Wait, where did I write that down? I'm like, while everybody's out in La La Land partying and having fun, which is not a bad thing. I'm not saying it's bad to live a good life. God put us here to uh, actually to wake up his people and show people how to live. But instead of doing that, we became partakers of the wickedness. Where did I write that thing? I'm like, why they're out, I have to find exactly what I wrote because I don't want to miss a beat. Did that get ripped out of here too? I haven't been nowhere. No, I haven't been anywhere, so except to my dad's house. And oh, it's gonna be a people ain't gonna know what the hell I'm gonna say, so it might make them feel some kind of way, but you shouldn't do what you do. If you're a part of it, you need to know if you're a part of it or not. Don't do evil if you don't want it to be. Oh, here it go. I wrote this down so that I wouldn't forget. I said while everyone's out partying, shopping, working, hurting, losing your mind in La La Land, the enemy is preparing for war. He's reading, developing strategy to take over your mind, body, and soul in the whole wide world in it. Don't think he don't want to control everyone in it. So how is he doing it? Like I just told you, with these chemicals and um, with these poisons. So what do they do? I think that was my third or fourth. What do they do? I just told you, yeah, they come up in your house when you're not there. If you feel like someone's been in your house or something ain't right, something seems strange, oh, you have a reason to believe that because that's exactly right. Usually, whatever you feel or believe or think the first time, without letting yourself overthink it, that first thought is the true thought. That's your sixth sense, that spirit of God in you that's telling you, hey, something ain't right. But if you try to think over that, then you will think yourself, and then you'll become wrong about what you believe it to be. The first thought, you know, I already told you who's attacking us, what they're doing, how they're doing it. So, what has happened to me? So, just in case it has happened to you, so you'll know. Like I said, they've came in my house, and I have pictures. I mean, only I know how my house looks, and the people who come to my house, which are the children. No adults come to my house. So every now and then they do. Not a lot, but every now and then. The only ones who knows what's going on is the children. And oh, they're most definitely credible because they know. I have reactions from them and everything. My couches, my TVs, screens, LCD screens, counters, almost all, not every single detail place, but every surface, side of cabinets, side of refrigerators, front of ovens, in the ovens, mirrors, blankets, socks, panties, bras, pants, shirts, shoes, toilet seats, shower heads, shower bottom, the interior, the walls, these walls, um, screen doors, in front of the grounds, in front of the screen doors, or outside your door, on your mail, um, anywhere you could think they've done it. My towels, my soaps, my everything you can think of. They anywhere that anything can touch my body, or enter into the air that I breathe, or enter like my food, my drinks, just spraying it in the refrigerator and in the freezer sometimes, not even going into anything because they can't now, unless they, and I would know for sure that they open anything. Like I've already made a video of them trying to put a hole in the bottom of one of the kids' juices. Um, thank God it dropped it, because if he didn't drop it, he would have drunk it with the shit opened and everything, and that's crazy. They're very cunning about how they do things. Very cunning, very slick about how they do things. They have attempted to poison me on every level. When this first happened to me, I was living in John Adams. When I, not first happened, but first realized that's what was happening. I woke up out of my sleep, like if someone had sprayed something in my face. My face is so messed up right now from something being sprayed on my face a lot when before I used to bind up my door. So that used to happen. And I used to always feel like something was in my nose. Right now they're spraying something or doing something I could get, it's in my mouth. I could taste it on my tongue because they're trying to irritate me. I'm not going to let that irritate me though, because they nonstop. They are true demons. I'm going to tell you, they are true demons. I don't know what the hell they are, but they can't be human. No human, a human has a heart, and they will be convicted as soon as they commit wrong, you know. Even if they do take money or gifts, eventually they're going to feel convicted in their spirit. Like something's going to tell them, like, that's wrong. But if they have a spirit of Satan, they don't care. They never sleep. They never sleep. I mean, not saying that the same people, they use different people all the time. They use your neighbors, So who do they use? Your family, your neighbors, other government agents, or other people from other sectors of all these levels I just named to you. They use anybody. They use people from out of town, that probably ain't from the same state you in. And this goes for people all over this world that they doing this to. They use whoever they can, whoever's on board. They already have a group of people that's a part of this pyramid, and they use them. It's a wicked pyramid, though, and they use them. I know for sure they use them. I've caught them doing things, and I haven't caught them in the act, actually doing the crime. Oh, but I've caught them right after they've done it, and the reaction of them or their irritation, it irritates them too. So I've caught some of them with red eyes running away from my windows. You know, I've caught people staring at me, and when it, like in a daze, like if a spirit was in them or something. I don't know what it was. I don't know if they realized what they was doing, like if they were trying to do mind control over me or something. I don't know, but that shit didn't work, and it don't work with me. That's why they try to poison me with chemicals, because they can't get up in here. You know, they can't. Is this all real? Of course it is. Do you have to believe it or not? That's up to you. You do your own research. People are telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. Before I knew people were out there telling this truth, I was telling people about this. I've been telling people the truth about this world ever since I was a child, before I knew God. And by me learning about God just helped enlighten me a lot more about what was going on, and who was involved. You know, let me tell you, they are really trying very hard to stop me from telling you this truth. I've sat outside and washed my car, and multiple um, aircrafts came by, many planes, many helicopters, just right over me. And every time they come over me, it's like they was doing something up there, like they were trying to electronically attack me. I'm not sure what it is, and some of them sprayed stuff over me. You can't see it. They have stuff you can't see, but I have a sense where I can detect it, even if I can't smell it, even if I can't feel it. I have a sense that I just know it's gonna touch me some kind of way, whether it touch if I taste it, or it bothers me. It may, even if I don't smell it, it will bother my nose, or it may bother my eyes, or it will bother my skin. You know, it's some kind of way. Even if I can't smell, I can. All my other senses work too. You understand? So even if I don't see anything, I can sense it, or I can smell it. Like gas, of course you're gonna smell gas. It stinks like rotten eggs. My house smells good when I take care of it. Why, when I leave and come back, it smells like rotten eggs? Because there's gas in there. Now, all the different colors or type of textures of stuff that they use, that's important to know too. One of them is red, white, black or blue, yellow, and clear. They're like liquid. The white stuff is like a powder or a chalk. It's thick like a powder. The red stuff is like a liquid, but like a sticky liquid. Sometimes the yellow stuff is like a sticky liquid, and then sometimes it looks clear, but it may be yellow. Um, the clear stuff is like oil or a liquid. I'll show you pictures of all this stuff I'm talking about. They have left spots on my couches. My couches are pitch black dark. So, and you don't really see it if you just look at the couch like real quick. You don't even see this kind of stuff. By me knowing what I'm up against, I protect these kids that come in my house. So I have to make sure they're not sitting on anything. So one day I just was like, I smelled something real strong in my house, and this is before I knew it was ammonia, because it was so strong that it probably killed my smell, you know. And sometimes at first it was doing that until I learned to do certain things to prevent it, and I'm not going to tell nobody just yet, especially not on the video. I'm not going to tell them how I get around this, because that's what they're looking for. That's what they're not going to know. You know, most of the time I don't do anything. You know, I just pray to the Most High, and He takes care of the rest. But he gave us a brain to use. He didn't give us a brain to be stupid and to just wait for him for every single thing. He gave us a brain to use it. So if you get thoughts to do certain things to help you, do it. But they use all these things. And some of them, I believe, can be basic stuff you can buy in the store. You know, like car stuff. Sometimes I smell like car products. I don't work on cars, you know. I've been around car stuff all my life. Every time I'm around my father, and the smell never goes with me. I don't paint all day. I haven't painted in this house except my little white table I had that I threw away, and I painted it outside. I didn't paint it inside my house, and I only did that once. I don't use paint thinners. I don't even use bug spray in my house, period. But I smell pesticides built up in my bathroom the most. I don't know, maybe because the space is so small and they probably sprayed it everywhere, but it's so small in there. Like, soon as I go in there, it's like poof, right in my face. It took a while for me to even realize that's what it was. Because whatever they do, this is why most people don't detect anything. Because whatever the poisons they put in our air, food, and water on a regular basis, it kills your senses. That's why most people say, "What are you talking about? I don't smell anything." They're killing your senses. They know what they're doing. This was not something that was made up yesterday. This is something they've been doing from the beginning of time, and they've been basically giving it to generation. Obviously, that's how I look at it. Because when I think about the stories, especially when I start learning about the Bible and really looking back on the Bible and the things that was happening to people back then, oh, they've been sick from the beginning. The same spirit in all these people today. Now let me explain to you about unclean spirits before this hour runs out. The reason why I explained to you to test the spirits or put that scripture up, because it's very important for you to test those spirits around you. The people around you may have bad spirits, like I have the spirit of the Most High in me. But there are some people out there, what the Bible would call unclean spirits. What you know, some people, they say, oh, there's demons and devils. They have those spirits in them. Your demon and your devil is all around you. Like he said, you heard of the Antichrist coming. He said he's already here. He's been here a long time. Yeah, but these unclean spirits, they talk about them in the Bible. The same one that all these churches are preaching to people. So if I'm telling you that there's unclean spirits out here and they don't confirm that, then who will you believe? When they preach in the Bible that talks about these things. I'm not going against no pastors or anyone else. I'm just telling you my story. I've had a pastor preach getting medical, mental help. And when he did that, I left that church because I knew about unclean spirits. I didn't know him like he should have known, or whatever he knows about him. I don't know how much he knew about him. I didn't care, because if you preaching the word of God, and I know the word of God, I didn't know everything inside and out at that time, but I'm like, if you preaching about mental illness, and I had read about a story in the Bible about a man who had an unclean spirit, and how when Christ came, they were afraid of him. And he commanded those spirits to get up out of that man. And there was more than one spirit in that man. That's why he was out of his mind, what the world would call insane. Oh, ain't no evil spirit in me. I'm not insane. Those who have evil spirits in them may be insane, like our enemy. I live my life like I doing what the will of the Most High guides me to do, and to tell the truth. I have no reason to lie to anyone. I have not ever lied to you or anyone else for that matter. And why would I start now? I don't need no attention. Do you see a crowd of people in my house? I don't need no attention, you know. I don't need false people around me. I'm good doing what I do unless you're a good spirit person. If you have the spirit of the most high, then we can kick it. But if you don't, I'm good. Cause you ain't nothing but a trap used by the devil. And I'm good. But let me tell you what this say about the unclean spirit real quick. So according to the book of Mark, chapter 5, verse 2, it says this: and when he was come out of the ship, immediately there met him out of the tombs a man with an unclean spirit, who had his dwelling among the tombs, and no man could bind him, no, not with chains, because that he had been often bound with fetters and chains, and the chains had been plucked asunder by him, and the fetters broken in pieces, neither could any man tame him. And always, night and day, he was in the mountains and in the tombs, crying and cutting himself with stones. But when he saw Jesus afar off, he ran and worshipped him. Now, this was the devil's spirit in this man. And he cried with a loud voice and said, what have I to do with thee, Jesus, thou Son of the Most High God? I adjure thee by God that thou torment me not. For he said unto him, come out of the man, thou unclean spirit. And he asked him, what is thy name? And he answered, saying, my name is Legion, for we are many. They preach this book. So the truth is all in front of you, but no one wants to accept the truth when it comes out of an individual's mouth. But if some preacher preached this to you, you would believe it. Or if some enemy of ours tell you, like, you believe in everything that they've already shown you, this whole illusion in front of you, this whole system is nothing but an illusion to distract you from the real truth about life, the real purpose of life, what you should be learning and what you should actually be doing. The things that we should be learning and doing are the things that please the one who created us. Am I perfect? No, I am not. I have sinned just like anyone else. But once I learned the knowledge of truth, I began to change for the better of my life. Now you tell me, if you see these things happening around you, why is it so easy for me to detect these things? I'm not sure why other people were easy to detect them, just because we're awake, because they're not blind. Even those who act like they don't know, they're not blind. I don't understand why they can't see, but they're not blind. But how the reason why it was easy for me to detect it is because how clean I've always been since I've been in my own places. Since I've been in my own places, I'm organized, cleaned, very clean. I mean, I don't even allow dust to build up in a day. I constantly wipe things down because I just like that fresh. I love clean smells, that fresh smell, you know. So, by me being so clean, and I start noticing things that wasn't shouldn't be in places that shouldn't be, you know. So that's how I can detect things easily, because of how clean I am. I don't leave, even with kids in my house all day. I micromanage them to where they ain't finna just destroy where I live. Not at all. I don't let them, because not only do I not let them damage my home, because I want my home to be in order and in line. I want them to learn, to take care of their own self and to clean up behind themselves and watch what they do, you know. So this is another thing they do. They damage my stuff. Oh, they've damaged many things of mine. Everything, though, in the name of Yeshua, I will get back everything that they've stolen from me, that they damaged of mine. And for all my troubles that they tried to bring up against me, and for everyone they turned against me, they're going to pay a high price for it if they don't ask for forgiveness and recompense what they have done and the lies that they've spoken against me. And that's anybody. They have damaged, like I said, my computers I've had. I this is my the one I'm on now is I believe my fourth laptop. They've damaged and corrupted my configuration system, and all of them. Even my tower. Even I have three more laptops and one tower that they've damaged, and I still got them to this day because I'm gonna keep them because they still have information in those devices from when it all began. And someone can retrieve that for me. What else have they damaged? Like as far as my couches are concerned, they'll dig in my couches to pull the thread out, have it sticking out like a piece of thread is just sticking out of there. Put stains and spots in my couches. Um, put stains and spots in my bleach clothing. I'm sorry. Rip up my clothing, tear my clothing. Sometimes, like if they did a razor through my clothing, tear up like this shirt right here. They didn't tear this one up. I had it sitting in that closet for the whole year. I haven't even really wore these shirts and nor these pants, but they put a ripped these pants that I got on right now. They started ripping it. They didn't rip it all the way, but they started. They began it because sometimes they'll rip it a little bit, then they'll come back and act like if it was just happening. I know my clothes. I've always taken care of my stuff. This is why it was so easy for me to know something weird was going on. I've had clothes for 15 years that didn't even have a tear in it, and still was in great condition. Not perfect, but great condition where people thought it would be new. Like, oh, that's a new outfit. No, this has been in my closet. You know, they've damaged all kind of stuff. Money has been stolen from me. Tissue has been stolen from me. I mean, spoons and like not my dishes. They damaged my dishes, like crack my dishes slowly, like slowly cracking them till eventually I have to throw them away. They have what did they do? Um, man, they have stolen. I couldn't believe it when they stole my tissue out of here. I never even probably noticed it before because I would buy a big thing of tissue, so I didn't notice it at first until one day I just happened to. I would have actually in this house I would have the tissue sitting right in the bathroom in front of the toilet, so that's what made me notice it because I'm like, wait a minute, didn't I have such and such amount of tissue? And out of nowhere it was just gone. You know, they've even damaged the building that I'm in. They have broke that door that closes to the bathroom. They have messed up the screens, some of the screens. They put spots in the floor, which I videoed every time anything happened, I would make a video of it, even if it was their stuff. You know, they have what else did they damage? Unscrewed the one of the kitchen cabinets. They actually unscrewed more than one, but I screwed them back. Then they unscrewed it again. I took a video of that. What else did they damage in here? They're trying to damage this sheet tile that's on the floor by what they did was took the little bottom plastic parts off the little chairs I've got there, like patio or picnic chairs. So they've taken the little plastic piece off the bottom so that it can damage the floor in the kitchen. Then they dug into this part right here in front of my door, the little sheet tile. I'm like, I don't care what you do to y'all stuff. I don't even worry about, I'm not even worried about what you do to my stuff because what can I do if you do it when I'm not here? But I'm just making note of everything that they do. But I won't pay for nothing that they do that has nothing to do with me. That's what I won't do. They have put bolts and screws into my tires. They have recently just damaged my stereo, my LCD stereo that I have. I can't even play it right now. They have broken pieces off my car. They have damaged my vents, broken the little sliders where you can close, open and close it, the little flat pieces that open and close. They've damaged those on some of them. Some of them, the one in the middle that goes to the back, they broke all the little things off there. It's just open. I can't even close it because it's open. I got all the pieces still. I'm not throwing away nothing. They've broken some reflectors that I have on my door, pulled some of the plastic, the little rubber things that go on the side that where you close the door, it doesn't damage it. They broke my car cam twice, and the cameras that are attached to them, they've damaged. Um, Man, I got pictures of so much stuff. It's just unbelievable what I have experienced. And this has happened with my Hyundai, not my first car, but my Hyundai and living in John Adams. This all began there from the damaging of my house property and my cars, and now in this house. And it happened when I was living in my dad's house. So I've been experiencing the damage to my property since 2013, and this is 2018 now. They put a hole in my tire and on my Hyundai when I drove to VA House one night by myself. There was a hole in my tire. I don't know. There was no way I made it to El Cajon City not knowing that this hole was on the side of the tire. Like, this is the tire. It wasn't on the bottom of the tire. It was on the side of the tire. And God carried that tire all the way till I got to El Cajon. They was trying to destroy me before I got to El Cajon City. They was trying to hope that I probably went off one of those into one of them valleys over there in the dark, because it's dark the whole way there. They was trying to crash my car, cause me to crash my car, and no one would have known. They could have made up a story like they do to people all the time. I've been paying attention to a lot of things that have been happening before me since I've been in this, and what's happening to people outside of what's happening to me. I'm not a selfish person. I'm not blind, and I'm not so caught up into myself that I don't see what's happening with other people. This is why I'm making this video, because I want people to know what's going on with them, and if they feel something strange is going on, what it is. Oh, I'm going to tell you the truth. I will be that living sacrifice. I don't fear them. They used white people, Mexicans a lot, and white people the most. White people and Mexicans the most. They've used some Africans. Some are so what we call African American, black people, and other foreigners. Yeah, they have used many of these people. But for some reason, the black ones don't last long. And I'm taking it the Africans don't either. But the Mexicans and the white ones, they've used a couple Asians too. But they don't use too many of them. I don't know why. Maybe not with me, they don't. I don't know who they doing it with other people. I don't know how it's happening with other people. Oh yeah, but these Mexicans and these white people, oh, they willing souls. They are willing souls. There is darkness all up and down them. And I'm just telling you what I know to be true from my experience. And I'm going to share as much as I can with you. I don't like to say these things because Yah is going to destroy them. Like I said, anyone who's done anything to me, I've seen how he worked. I've seen how he worked. I'm going to give you all the details I can. I'm not going to give them all to you now as far as like who, where, when, how. But I'm going to give you this. Like I told you, I know he's real. There's no doubt in my mind that the Most High exists and he's real and he's working. He's just, waiting for everything to take its course. Everything is a certain way, and that's how he works. He's organized. He's conformed. So he don't care what you think. He does it exactly the way he wanted to be done. And he's not going to change it because people say, well, why God ain't doing that? He does things according to his own will, the way he plans it. And it ain't about your will. It's about his will. That's why he does it the way he does it. And he doesn't do it to please people. And if you read in that Bible, he says he's not a respecter of persons. So therefore, he don't give a damn who you are. If you're not doing his will, it don't matter what's going on with you. He don't hear you. He don't see you. This is why it's important to get to know him. And this is why the enemy has made this system to distract us so much. Oh, what color clothes you wearing today? Instead of knowing what you really should know. Oh, what kind of shoes you wearing? Oh, where are we going to go to the movies and watch something on TV to be deceived? Oh, let's listen to this song. Oh, to be deceived. If it ain't uplifting you, it's tearing you down. It's taking you deeper into darkness. And that's what's happened to me. They was trying all my life. They've been trying to. Don't think this is brand new to my life. It's not. This has been happening. The devil has tried to destroy me from the beginning. He probably was trying to come up against me while I was in my mother's womb. But I know for sure, based on them telling me what was happening to me from the beginning, he's been trying to destroy me and take me out. Because why? He knew when I came out that womb, if he did not know while I was in it, that there was a light around me. I had God's spirit over me. And it's still here. Because I did not conform to darkness. I did not conform to this world. And I thank the Most High that I made some mistakes, but I did not conform to any of it. And that's why today I can say I'm not doing almost everything that I didn't do that I used to do. I don't care what the devil says or what he tries to do. I don't do what he wants me to do anymore. Because I was, just like everybody else, I was doing things that he wanted me to do, taking me deeper into darkness. But the Most High wouldn't allow that. And I praise him because of it. Because he could have allowed it. Because he said, if you choose to go, see, I didn't choose to go. I was being drawn into it somehow because of whatever he was trying to do to my mind. When I was younger, he had me so angry that I didn't know what I was doing sometimes. But now I know. I know this may not make sense to many people. I know many people will not understand it, but I know there's some people out there who is going to be very like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, I've been going through the same thing. So this is for people to be comforted. This is for everybody. Those who are awake and not awake. This truth is for everybody. The truth is for the world. So it's up to you to take it and learn more about what I'm saying, or to suffer in this world here and to suffer later and then die. But I know I'm going to live forever. Whether I live today, whether today would have been my last day, which I don't feel it will be, because I believe that the Most High will let us kind of know. He lets us know everything. He puts things in front of us to guide us, and trust me, if I was leaving this planet or this world, this place, I believe I would know. I don't believe I'm wrong, but I'm going to live on that until he proves me wrong. And I only know the Most High to prove me wrong. So right now, I believe that. I believe we see our death before it's not even death unless you know you're doing wickedness. Then you know you're going to a place where you're going to be tormented and tortured, and then you will die. So you're afraid to go. I'm not afraid. I know I'm not gonna go because the devil's coming up against me. It ain't his will. It's the Most High's will. Once he confirmed that in me, that's what I believed. But I know if I'm going to leave this place, he's going to give me a sign to let me know it's time to go. And I'm okay with whatever he want to do because I know where I'm going. I'm going to be with him. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be loved. I'm not going to have to hear the BS. I don't have to be worrying about betrayal. I don't have to worry about sickness, disease, or anything like that this devil has created to come up against all of us. Now, let me tell you this. If you don't believe in what people are saying or what I'm saying, you just look around you. Is anyone hurting around you? Is anyone sick around you? Is people what you would call dying around you? Are people very unhappy around you? Can't seem to get that happiness completed in their spirits? Going through depression? What did I write down? People are going through so much, you know. Are you and anyone else experiencing these things? Do you go home and you feel like, hey, ooh, today was a great day? Or do you go home after smiling all day and then you got an attitude? Are you happy? I am. In spite of everything that's coming up against me, I've always smiled. I'm happy. Now, what I can tell you is I don't have happiness because happiness comes with more than one person. But I have joy. So that's why I'm happy. I have the spirit of joy in me that the Most High gave me, and I keeps my smile. They didn't try to take my smile away, and I still smile. Now, some of the things that happened to me, this might have happened to you. It went over the hour, sorry. Um, some of the symptoms that I felt, and some of the things that came, these are some of the things that came up against my body. Lower back pains for no reason. Um, Chest pains, tremors, feeling like your body is, your nerves is all off, but it ain't real. I know ain't nothing wrong with my nerves. None of these things are what I'm feeling today, but these is what I have felt before in the past, as before today. Let's put it like that. Sinus irritation, earache, slight earaches, pain like right here, um, bumped under the skin behind my ear. That's not there anymore. I had a bump back here. Um, I've had loss of, like something was trying to cause me to lose focus. My eyes are water for no reason. And it's usually only one, not both, but just like one eye. Um, my eyes would be burning. And this is from the chemicals that they use. Now, this is all the reactions from these chemicals and poisons they put around me. Um, One night, I woke up out in this house. I woke up out of my sleep feeling like my whole entire body was on fire. And not only did my whole entire body feel like it was on fire, it felt like my stomach was just burning and a knife was going across my stomach. Now, I've never felt nothing like that before that, and I have not felt nothing like that after that. That tripped me out, but I just maintained my humility and just, I woke up out of my sleep. It woke me up, and I realized what was happening. Long enough, I stayed up long enough to realize what happened, and I was like, Most High, I ain't got time to worry. It's in your hands. If it's meant for me to die tonight, then so be it. And I went right back to sleep. And I was not gonna let that devil take my mind to some other place. No, that's what he wants. No, I don't care what you do. I'm working on what I gotta do for my body. And if you come up against my body in the wrong way and God allows it, then what can I do? I'm not gonna worry. I'm not gonna act irate and enraged. No, for what? Mm-mm. No, I don't got time for that. My skin has got real black and dark. I'm already a brown person, but I've never seen my skin the way it is these days. It's like like I was burned, especially this arm is lighter now, but this whole arm, from right about here all the way down. And this side of my face was black, like burned black. And actually, the part on my face was like a burn because I would see this part was peeling. Eventually, it started peeling off. And over here was burned like red, irritated real bad, like something was burning my face right here. That's where it attacked me the most because my skin is so sensitive. It probably ain't sensitive no more because of all this, but it still gets irritated, you know. So I get this irritation up in here. It always affects my face the most first, then it starts going after my body. i've um I broke out with an abscess under my arm, or real crazy. I've never had an abscess under my arm, even though some of the chemicals they had, you know, after your body fights off these chemicals, you sometimes get if it doesn't find any other way come out, it comes out through your skin. So I've had abscesses on my face. I've had abscesses on my breast. I've had them on my vaginal area, my buttocks, my thighs, my legs. Um, I think that's it. Those areas. Sometimes it alters your emotions, how you feel. Um, you, especially aggressively. It seems like they mainly want to target your um, and get you angry. Because if they get you angry, you lose focus, you can't concentrate, you yell at your kids, you yell at your mate, you yell at your friends, you know, you just acting crazy. And this is from chemicals. This is not your own doing. I'm not an angry person no more. They used to have me under that spell, but I'm not her no more. When I realized that that wasn't me, oh, I fought to come up out of that, and I'm out of it. Yeah, I don't get angry, but I can be defensive. There's a difference. And it may appear as being angry, but I don't get angry. I can get defensive though. So another thing that you can get is rashes all over your body, or like different places of your body. One time they must have put something in either on my clothes or in my products that I use. I had a rash so crazily bad over my whole um, chest area. Like one day I woke, it was on my neck and my chest, and it was like it was migrating all over my body. Like it started on my chest. I woke up, oh my gosh, it was like on my breast. It was on my belt, trying to get to my belly. Then it started trying to move up here, and it looked like the world map. It was crazy, and it was raised up too. It wasn't just like a flat rash. It was like raised up out of my skin, and it was almost like if it was not contagious to anyone else, but contagious to me. Like it was just spreading over like trying to move around, like it was alive, and it was trying to grow around my body. This is why I keep my computers, because a lot of them pictures before they damaged them was on those computers of all these things I'm telling you. You know, um, what else happened to me? Dry mouth, that's a big one. Um, Especially if you're on drugs or if you smoke cigarettes or something, it really will affect you. I'm gonna tell you, these chemicals, that's why they want you to do drugs and alcohol and smoke cigarettes, because whatever they use connects with those things that's already in your body, because they already put the chemical in your body that they offer you to use for pleasure. And then the stuff they use is like a catalyst, and it sparks up something else when they mix to affect you in a raw way, and you don't even know it. You probably think it's just pleasure, but oh, it's more than that. It's more than that. Because if you didn't know, drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, all that dehydrates you. So when you're dehydrated, that's when you feel like, oh, you're feeling a sensation, when you don't even realize that you're dehydrating your body. Yeah, especially marijuana and alcohol. They dehydrate the hell out of you. And you think you are drunk and stuff, but you just dehydrated. Really dehydrated, like almost near death dehydrated. Yeah. I made a point to figure these things out. Some of them, they ain't gonna tell you that. They're going to lie to you. I know from how I felt. I know how I felt. I pay attention. Even when all these things come up against me and I can feel all these things happening to me, it's like I'm paying attention to it happening to me. I'm paying attention like I'm not like if it's I'm like if I'm outside of myself watching it. Yes. Oh, I'm probably not even saying everything. I'm just trying to get it out to you because it's an emergency to tell you this truth. And I'm not organized about I got all the information, but like I said, when I tried to organize, they damaged all my stuff to where I could not get it out to you. This time I was determined that like I don't give a goddamn what they do. This time I'm gonna get it out by all means necessary. I don't give a damn. I don't. I've been trying to tell this and get this stuff organized for the last few years, and they have destroyed my computers, my devices, destroyed my papers, my notepads, anything I wrote on or typed into, anything, any research I found, anything, just destroyed, just completely destroyed. So this computer I keep with me everywhere I go, because usually I would leave my stuff at home. Oh no, I no, you tricked me 3 times, 4 times. Because at first I did not realize it was someone damaging my stuff. You know, I'm thinking that they was just falling apart until the last computer I knew for sure. I'm like, no. Well, the second to the last is when I realized it. So my third computer, I knew, okay, something's happening. Someone's doing this. It didn't just happen. I knew that, but I was debating with myself, was it someone or did it fall apart because they old, No, I've had my computer, my tower for 15, shoot, probably almost 20 years. At least 15 years. And it was always working fine. Always until this started happening, until I started doing research on it. That's when it started falling apart. But everything that I found, that I've told people about, when no one would help me, I began to look outside into the world to see if anyone experienced the same things that I was experiencing. Come to find out that there's many people who experience exactly the same things that I've experienced and still experiencing it to this day. Now, my question was, why have no one ever talked about it? Why don't no one help anyone that's going through these things? Why do they just want to throw it off as they're crazy when they're not? I didn't think they were crazy. Even when this wasn't happening to me, I didn't believe they were crazy. I'm like, why would someone make stuff up like that? And they're not gaining anything from it. Now, those around us who are working with the enemy, oh, they may be gaining something. That's why they're lying. And that's why they're telling false stories. And that's why they're doing what they're doing, because they're gaining something from it. See, they're not just hurting me. They want me to not be able to speak my truth so much that they will hurt people I know. So all this time that I didn't know what was going on and happening to me and who was doing it, they would follow me everywhere I went. They still do. They followed me everywhere I went so they would know who I knew, where they lived. That way they would know they would know where to look if I wasn't at home and they wanted to come to attack me some other way. Or if they go up into my car. What they do is when I leave my house, they come in my house, in the middle of the night, day, whatever. They go up in my car. Wherever I go in the world, they go up against my car. One time um, they messed up my gear shaft. I mean, not my gear shaft, but my gears where I couldn't change gears while I was out doing food delivery, trying to make some money. Any job I get, they convince them to fire me, or not fire me, but lay me off because they ain't got a real reason to fire me. So they make up stuff. Um, some people may want to, you may think you're doing good at a job or something, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, we laid you off, or downsizing, any excuse so you would not link it to them and their wickedness. They come up against my car, they steal my gas, They've taken air out of my tires. Besides the other things they've done to it, the other damages they did, some use, I don't know, I believe they used some kind of electronic device to alter my electronics in there some way, to where my anti-lock brake system light come on. It just went off. I videoed that. It had been on for like 6 months, actually longer than that, because it was when I first bought the car. About a month or so, or a couple months after that, I put a stereo in my car, and they took that as an opportunity to alter my anti-lock brake indicators to where they did not go off at all. Even when as long as the car was on, the indicator was on. So all you heard was bing, 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 bing all the time when I drove. And so I had took it back to the shop I got my stereo from and told them, like, hey, what happened? Thinking it was them, probably was them who did it, who they used to do it, but I don't think it was. I don't believe it was the guy who did my stereo. I'm not convinced. My spirit was not convinced that it was him who did it. It was not. And usually I can tell. And I didn't sense that it was him who did it. So I did not accuse them of doing it, but I took it back there to see if he can figure it out what was going on. So instead of hearing the sound all day, I just told him, he was like, you want me to tape up the noise, So he did that for me, but eventually it's starting to come back now because the tape probably is getting loose, so it's probably gonna come back. So eventually, but it just went off where now my car is normal. So they've been messing with my I don't know what they messed with that caused this reaction to my car. So every time I drive, sometime the first and second gear, it's automatic, but in the first and second gear, it's like boom, like it's trying to boom, like it's blocked, or it's like taking off. And that's what they did to my Hyundai. So that's how I know for sure that someone's altering or doing something to my car. Um, it's so many things that I did not write down these things. I'm just trying to go off my head of the things that I can remember they've done. Um, so my point about telling you this is that all these little distractions in our lives, all these sicknesses, they're a part of this devil system that we're a part of. And like the Most High said, I'm sending my sheeps out surrounded by wolves. We are surrounded by wolves whose only goal is to kill, steal, and destroy us. God helped me see. I already knew something was going on. I just could not articulate it. I could not explain it. He helped me explain it. So now I'm explaining it to you. I don't have time to get too organized because I'm too much of a perfectionist. So if I try to perfect everything, then I would never get it out to you, because it's just every day it's just new things constantly happening, and I don't have patience to wait for that, not knowing how serious this is, because they would attack. They put stuff in my nephew's car seat, and it wasn't in my car when it happened. And soon as he get in his car, he's fine, jumping all over the place. Boom, 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 boom. I know how he is. I've been watching him for a whole year now. I know how my nephews are, the ones, especially the ones that I've been watching for babysitting. They try to come up against, they coming up against my sister. She don't think so, but they are. This is not new though. This is just me explaining to you what's happening to all of us. If you buy a car and all of a sudden something wrong with your car. I mean, these devils hate that. They hate when we elevate. And the higher you reach, the more they're going to come up against you. And that's exactly what happened with me. Like, they was up against me probably already. Like I said, this ain't new. This has been happening since I was born. They've been coming up against us. They came up against me as a teenager with the frustration, poisoning me with something or doing something to make me angry all the time. I knew I wasn't an angry person, but I couldn't understand. It's like I couldn't control it until I start fighting it. And by the time I was in my 18, 19, I was like more humbler because I wanted to control. I'm like, I don't, what am I mad for? I start understanding that something was wrong because I knew I wasn't angry, but why do I feel like I'm like something's trying to make me be angry? And it's making me angry because I don't like what's happening to me and I don't know what it is and I can't explain it. And when I tell or talk to someone about it, they act like they don't know what I'm talking about and they probably didn't know. I don't have no reason or nothing to gain for lying. I'm not a liar. I don't need to lie. I don't need attention. I'm not looking for anyone. I want to help people. That's all I've ever did in my whole entire life is help people. Different ways. Some with just listening to their problems. Some with giving advice. Some with helping with their groceries. Some I've always been a generous person. Depending on the situation, I would get involved. I would initiate help. Always shared my love with this world. And now they want to repay me with hate. Oh, but that's not how it's going to end. Because I'm going to get everything that I deserve and earned. I don't have to get it directly from the world of people. Oh, it's going to come through the people, but it's coming from the Father. It's going to come from the Father, the Most High, Yah. Any kind of distraction in your life, if you're in a relationship and y'all just can't seem to get it right, if it started out good, why doesn't it end good? There's no reason it shouldn't end good, bad if it starts out good. You have to ask yourself, what changed? What caused this to change? No one ever get to the heart of the matter. They just think, oh, I just feel different now. No, you don't. Something is motivating that. Oh, this minion has plans for you. Believe me. But the Most High does too. One thing you need to know, no matter what's happening, the Most High is always in control. Always. Always. Even when it looked like the devil is the one causing all this trauma, he's allowing it to happen. He's allowing it for his own purpose in your life. Sometimes he don't affect our will. So he allows us to choose, even if we're choosing stupid things. But he'll throw things at you like, that's not what you should be doing. And you know you don't feel good doing it. So why do you keep doing it? I mean, he does things. There's forces around us driving us to encourage our will to do things sometimes that we don't want to do, to act ways we don't really want to act, to feel emotions we really don't want to feel. Like if you know a woman or a man is hurting you so bad and you still holding on to him, come on, why are you holding on? You got to know why you're holding on. It's not because you choose to hold on. You think you're choosing to hold on, but it's something wicked that's trying to keep you there, to keep you in that messed up emotion. God is pulling us one way, but the devil's trying to pull us the other way. This is their battle and we're in between it. This is not our war. That's why I said vengeance is not mine. It's but the Lord. That's why I don't get mad. But I did tell the Most High, please don't let them come up in here. Now, what they do when behind my back, the coward way, that's ain't nothing I could do. And I even know now after this, I know now, back then I'm like, God, please, yesterday, please, God, don't let them come up in here because I will not be able to maintain my humility if they bring it in my face. But I know even if they were to come now, that the Most High may humble me enough to just deal with whatever ignorance come in my face. And I will be so grateful for that because they're not worth my soul. They're not worth it. No, 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 no. There's so much going on in this world and people are so divided and blinded, deceived by the lies and the deception and the desire to be a part of all this evil, this wickedness. Not even realizing that enjoyment you think you're having for the moment, that which is just for a split moment, is just slowly drop by drop leading us into self-destruction and eternal death. Yes, the Most High put us here to enjoy this world, but he did not put us here to partake in wickedness. We can change this world around. We all together, the world, if they would just change the way they hearts think wicked towards another person, that's the only thing. If it wasn't for the wickedness of this world, we can live a fulfilled, abundant, beautiful life. But there's so much wickedness involved in the man and the wicked spirits that God is going to destroy this world. He don't want to, but he cannot let sin abide, is what he abound, It's really sad, Please forgive me if I don't partake in the bullshit, I'm just not a bullshitter. I see some of the people who come up to me who the devil are using. I see what they do. I see their deception. And the whole time they're trying to deceive me, I'm trying to encourage them. And I'm persistent about trying to encourage you. But you keep bringing that demonic shit up to me, thinking that I don't see it because I don't say it. But I see it. I hear it when you speak. I see it in your actions. I'm not blind and I'm not deaf. And I am awake. Don't expect me to participate in your stupidity and anything that has to do with this world's ignorance. I will be me. I'm still me. I love to laugh. I love to love. I love to see other people happy. I love to help when I can. I love to be around people that I care about. But some of the people I care about, I can't be around because they're workers of the devil, what they call workers of iniquity. And right now, since the devil wants me, what they say, in a casket, and they're encouraged to help him try and get me there because of their own personal wicked feelings towards me, makes it easy for them to participate. I can't be around you. Do I want to be all over by myself? No. How can you expect anyone in this world to want to be? And I'm a person who can be by myself. I like my alone time. Believe me, I do. But I like also to mingle. I do. But why would I sit there and mingle knowing that you're being used by wickedness to help poison me, to help tear me down, even my own family and my friends? Whether they know they have a bad spirit or not, now that's the part God has not put on me to know if they were aware. Sometimes I think they are, but sometimes I don't think they are aware of what they're doing. And that's why I don't just completely stop dealing with them. But God will reveal that to me, because I most definitely put that in a prayer. And everything I ask him for, it happens. Now, not like I told you, I had a pyramid of faith. Now, another thing is that I know God is most definitely able, and he is who he is, and who the world says he is, the greatest. Not no false idol. I'm talking about the Most High. When this wickedness first came upon me, and I didn't understand what was happening, but I most definitely trusted God, and I had faith in God. So I wasn't trying to test him, but it was like I was testing, like, just to see, could he hear me? I did a lot of asking questions during that time. Not only did he reveal to me an answer to one of my prayers, verbally through someone, he I asked him to do certain things to people. I prayed a prayer from the Bible too. And I said, everything that these enemies, that these wicked people, because I didn't believe it was just a spirit. Because some people would be like, the churches used to try to convince me it's not the people, it's their spirits. I'm like, no. Oh, no, no. Oh, I've seen the people. So I know it may be a spirit in them, but they're using the people's bodies. Whether they are aware of it or not, I don't know. Some of them I think they are. Some of them I don't think they're aware. They're in denial or something. I don't know. But I asked him to, at this one job I had, I asked him when I realized that they was trying to poison me at the job. That's the first time I experienced anyone that I knew, at least being aware of it happening to me directly, that someone was trying to poison me. They put stuff in my food and my water that I used to leave in the office. And even when I tried to put it in the kitchen where there was a camera, it didn't matter where I put it. They was trying to poison me. I asked him that everything that they was trying to do to me, give it back to them. Return to sender. And I promise you, he returned it to them. And whatever they was trying to do to me, it came out. Because it happened to them. All my life, he's been looking out for me. Anyone who ever tried to hurt me, even if they hurt my feelings, he dealt with them. I just didn't know he was doing it before this learning about him. I just know that anytime anyone did anything to me, he would deal with them. Anytime they messed with my heart, he dealt with them. I knew these recent day years that he dealt with them because I asked him to. And he did. And he's been doing it up until me living in this house. And they don't get it. They don't understand why they're being affected the way they're being affected. They don't understand why I'm not dead yet. Because according to my research, the same stuff that people have complained about, they have brought it towards me. And some of these people, like for example, Prince claimed he had flu-like symptoms before his death. Same thing with me. They were flu-like symptoms. But I knew I didn't have no flu. I knew I didn't have no cold. People, wake up, please, for your own sake, because I'm good. This not just for me. It's my duty to tell you the truth. I would lose my life being afraid of the enemy and not telling you this truth. And I want my life. And I will do everything God asks me to do to gain it. I don't have to like it. Do you think I like knowing that someone's trying to poison me or set my car up for destruction while I'm in it? No, of course not. Hell no. Hell no. But it's the Spirit of God in me, and it's His Spirit alone that keeps me together. There's no other way I could do it. And I know that even I'm still in my human mind too, even though my spirit is with me, keeping me. Because sometimes I do lash out at people and say very messed up things. Like I've called a lady a devil, devil's whore, and that wasn't right. I knew it wasn't right, but I know I didn't want to beat her down to the ground. So my frustration from their chemicals, instead of reacting the way they wanted me to react, I just said something crazy, something disrespectful. And that's not okay either. That's why I had to work on that too. Because the power of life and death is in the tongue. Yeah. So I really don't care what people think about me. I never did. Even when people lied on me and all those things, it never, I mean, of course I'm not deaf. I can hear, when people say, oh, such and such said this. Oh, I know. Okay, is that right? Oh, yeah, really? I don't hold on to it. No, I don't ponder it. What's in the past is that, just that. In the past, even the wrong things that has happened to me, I don't hold on to nothing. I don't let it bring me down. I don't let it tear me down. I thank the Most High that He's been with me so that I wouldn't be that kind of person, because I see it happening to a lot of people. See, they're trying their best to stop me from making this video. Look at that. You see, right in your face in the video. Something just like went in my throat like crazy. Every time I make a video, they try to do that. But it never was that strong. It felt like, I almost felt like something went in there. Like a bad spirit tried to fly into my mouth or something. But oh, it ain't welcome here. That's another way you can tell if a bad spirit is around you too, inside of a person. They'll start coughing. And maybe it wasn't in the person at first, but when they get the too much, that's a sign of wickedness that has entered into your atmosphere. I'll tell you more about that, because I'm so aware of this and God is filling me up. I just have prayed the Most High have mercy on me if I'm not supposed to tell this, because I feel like He is trying to tell me to get it out, or He would have stopped me a long time ago. Hell, He can stop me. That's what I do know. But you got to know that we're walking around. There are spirits in this atmosphere trying to press into the physical part of this world. They want to get in. And what you don't know is how much I praise the Most High. So I have the spirit of the Most High. But there are other spirits that are not of the Most High who wants to be here too. And they are, I don't know if they can like possess someone without them willingly doing it. I think they probably can, but the only way they can do that if there's wickedness in your own soul and heart. If you're always speaking negative, thinking negative, saying that, wicked things, to be a liar, sneaky, all these things that corrupt this world. If any of those, and believe me, they ain't corrupted on their own, they corrupted because of people or spirits in the people. If you have even something as basic as sadness, depression, stress, worry, all those things can make a way for a wicked spirit to possess you and take over your body and your mind. And see, the world will tell you that this is not true. I've read a lot of stuff out there, and I'm like, this is just so out of control. Like, people are trying to tell you the truth, and then you got all those demonic people and spirits working against that truth so they can come in and flood saying, oh, that person is insane, it's not true, there's no proof, no this and that. Oh, you can't tell me I don't have no proof. You can't tell me that. You probably could have told them people. Oh, but my God I serve, he is awesome. I may not have no backup in this world, but I got backup, and it's greater than this world. And he prepared me. I ain't never made no videos, and all of a sudden when this stuff started right away, I'm making videos. I didn't think of it at first. He put it on my mind. Record everything. As much as you can, at least. So my first phone, I started recording everything. They corrupted my SD card. With one of their wicked devices or a wicked spirit, I don't know. These devices, they do some weird stuff through these devices. I don't know what's inside of these devices when they made them. But when you're on your computer, if you start feeling headache or something, pay attention. Challenge everything that I say. I don't care if you believe it or not, but don't just go away like, oh, she's just talking. No, challenge everything that I say. Prove me wrong. Please do. I love a challenge, and I want you to prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Put me in my place. Humiliate me in a real way, though. Take what I say and prove me wrong. Prove all of us wrong who's been telling this truth. Prove me wrong. I want you to prove me wrong. I'm going to keep on bringing my truth because that's my duty. God said when he gives you a gift, a talent, you have to believe in that talent. You have to have faith in it, that you will prosper. Don't keep your talent hidden from the world. Don't hide your talent. Share your talent. Gain from your talent. Since that's something people don't like to do, is tell the truth, especially the details of what these devils do and these evil, wicked people. That's the only thing I never found is no one to tell it like I'm telling it. The details. They always say something's happening, but they don't say what it is. Oh, I'm here to tell you what it is. Start testing those spirits around you. Oh, because they're there. They're everywhere. You don't see none of them up in here because my spirit is not what they can handle. I pray, I sing, I bless my home. They can come in here when I'm not here, but I'm waiting on the power for that. I'm waiting on the power for that. But I need some of my people out there to help me get that answered up real quick. I'm telling you, if you want to be happy and live that wonderful life you want to live and go to the movies and go have days at the beach and go and not have to deal with discrimination, racism, haters and wickedness always coming at you, we make the difference in this world. We can make the difference if this world stands or go away. I mean, it's going to change either way. But who will be there when it changes? You know, I didn't have this scripture prepared, but according to the book of Enoch, the Most High, well, Yeshua, our Lord and Savior, our King, who will reign forever and ever, mentioned how the righteous will judge the wicked. So that means that we will remember everything you did to us. I want to remember. I don't want to forget. I've never been much of a forgetful person, so if something start making me forget, I got to know why. I've had an excellent memory my whole freaking life until I start getting distracted and things start trying to come up against my mind and attack my mind. But I want to remember. I do. I want to remember so I can see the look on everybody's faces who didn't believe. I don't care to judge you. You will be judged according to your works, according to what you do and how you live. We all will be. All of us. And the only way to get those things blotted out that you've did up until this point is to ask the Most High for forgiveness in the name of Yeshua. And no other name can save you. No false name. That's the only way you're going to live eternally, that you will be forgiven if you ask for it. And not only asking for it, you have to turn away from everything that was what you did to cause you to sin and all the sin that you were a part of. You can't keep doing it and think you're going to be saved. The Most High said, be sober and watchful. So that means in order for you can see what's really going on, you have to be sober. Because some will say, it's okay to do this. No, it's not. It's not. If these drugs and alcohols were designed by the enemy, what do you think they're using them for? They're a part of their weaponry to come up against you. Have you all docile where you don't even know what's going on? And if you stay on them and you get out of line, they're going to target you. And they know how to do it if they know if you're on a drug because they've been practicing this on people. They know which chemical to use to come against you by the choice of drugs you use. If they know what you do, then they know how to come up against you because they've been doing this for a long time. It's so sad when I see us falling apart like this as a people, just lost. I've never cried for anything that I was suffered with until I realized it was happening to someone else. And it's like I was feeling their pain instead of my own because I didn't feel no pain for it. I didn't feel anything until I realized that my own family came up against me. That's when I began to feel hurt. And I thank God that I'm very quick about resolution when I know what's going on. And I resolve that one too. That won't even hurt me anymore. I won't let it. I'm not going to let anything in this life steal my joy anymore. When I'm offering to share it with you, why would I let you steal it? I almost let you steal it, but oh, no, no, no. The Most High was like, no. And I thank Him for not allowing me to lose it because I almost lost it. But then you really wouldn't have liked me if I would have lost it. I love, and my love grows stronger by the day. And I do care. And I don't want to see anyone hurt. I don't want to hear kids say they hate their family because their family not showing them love. A child saying they hate their mother because their mom not showing them love. A wife who says she hates her husband because he's not showing her love. Or a husband who hates his wife because she's not showing him love. A stranger who needs help and no one wants to help him because they think they're better than him. I don't want to see nobody hurt, and that's what hurts me, to see people hurt. And you know what? I give it all to the Father, and I start my day like I never knew anything was wrong in this world. He takes that burden off of me every time because I give it to him. You think about the things that I said, and you decide if I'm insane or not. Put everything I say to the test before you judge me or anyone else. Put it to the test. You can stay afraid and die and not believe. You can accept the truth, start to change your life, and live in that truth and save your life and help save others' lives by doing the will of the Most High. Because if you're not doing the will of the Most High, you are most definitely doing the will of those that are headed to death row, the real death row, the one where they kill your body and your soul. Put it to the test. Put it to the test. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say no more. Put it to the test. Remember, I told you that Most High did not give us the spirit of fear, but the spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. Oh, and I have that. Oh, I claim it, and I have it. You've always been in a warfare. You're just on the back burner burning. Are you going to come off the burner and join the war as a warrior? Or are you going to stay on the back burner and burn? Or are you going to participate with the wickedness and hide and you're still burning either way. If you're not an active warrior, then you are on the back burner either way. burning. You can lie to yourself and say you live in a good life, for those who the devil gives material, not blessings, but wealth and gifts to. A job, he gave you a supervisor job. He gave you a management job. He bought you a new car. Well, he made a way. He didn't do it for you, but he made a way. He caused a situation to make a way for you to get these things. Put it to the test. All praise to the Most High Yah. Glory to our King, Yeshua. I pray that the Most High will keep each and every person who looked at this video and help them get understanding in the truth that surrounds us day to day. I speak love, peace, prosperity, good health, healing, a sound mind over your life. Joy, laughter, spiritual growth, spiritual understanding, spiritual discernment, charity, and protection. Alleluia. Have a peaceful, blessed rest.